Yeah, you made it lock in. Court lights flicker, I'm feeling that tip-off fever. NBA dreams spin tight like a crossover sleeper. Fourth and inches in the cold, crowd breathing like smoke. NFL grit in my voice when the pressure get woke. Engine scream through the night, that F1 razor. Lines cut clean, turn sharp like a hometown savior. NASCAR drift in my blood when the pace gets wild. I talk speed like a veteran, move calm like a smile. Legends born out of sweat, out of heartbreaks echo. I break plays down smooth, call the game like a maestro. Every lane that we touch, every story we show, this is where the truth runs. The Not Bland Show. Fast, race, whole crowd froze. Big drives, deep shots, watch the moment explode. Every angle hit heavy with a champion's glow. Step into the kingdom, the Not Bland Show.
Lock in.
You made it, ladies and gentlemen. Let's lock in to the Not Bland Show. I'm your host, Dujane Bland. Today is going to be another fun one, as we always do here on the Not Bland Show. We have John Randel Racing. He's going to have a lot of cool stuff to say. I'm really excited about this one because, you know, we're both in the club that nobody wants to be in and not having their fathers. But as we both work towards our goals, turning tragedy into a positive is really cool. And the way that he's doing it is, it's amazing. He's been working real hard to get to this point. And, you know, it is a pleasure to not only have him on the show, but to watch this process and to have known about this process and see it to come to fruition. You know, it's rewarding. It's rewarding to see that, and I'm really proud of the guy. You know what we do here. Want to thank Drag Race Bracket Bonanza, another weird and wacky weekend of Drag Race Bracket Bonanza play. We'll get to all of that in the middle of the show. We'll do the top 10 as we normally do. Want to thank VTR and Sports, powered by ESPN, and want to thank Sports Journey as well. We do a lot of work there. Everything Nitro. If you didn't catch the stuff they were doing, you know, back in Pomona and with the Southern Nationals, there's some cool stuff they've got out there as well. You know where we get our stats from, dragracereference.com. And we will go ahead, take the break. When we come back, we'll have John.
Drag racing fans, check out Drag Race Bracket Bonanza. It's the free, family-friendly fantasy bracket game. Now, after final qualifying at every national event, you can fill out your bracket for all the pro classes.
It's free, easy to click on your picks. If you need some help, just hit the randomizer button to fill in the blanks. It's for fun, stay engaged, and pick your winners today.
Hold on. Let's see. We'll wait. Hold on. We'll move this one out. Move this one in. All right, we're good. How's it going, man? How is things going? How's life? Oh, he's frozen. You know, we did this just fine. It worked just fine until we went live. Y'all know how this works. All the time. Hold on. Let's see here. Let's back out of this one. All right. We got you. All right.
Let's see if this works now.
Yeah. Technology. Gotta love it. Technology.
Oh, always gotta love it.
How's things going with you, and what news do you have to break? Don't tell me we froze again. You know, this is ridiculous, right? I'm telling you guys, everything worked just fine. Everything worked just fine. I'm going to kick him out and then let him come back in. Hope you guys enjoyed the Southern Nationals. I was not able to be there. It was a tough go. We had the Southeast Gassers event over there in Woodstock, which is all the way on the other side of Birmingham. Uh, Great event. It was sketchy and had its things in it as well as they had it in South Georgia. A lot of cars struggled. Blake, we're doing great. Always great day when we can get here and talk sports and talk drag racing. So, yep, doing great, man. It's one of those things where you got a new track, people are trying to figure it out. You've got individuals that are trying to make passes. You've got the rain that's there that kind of hinders the amount of passes you're able to get data. It was tough day for the safety safari and trying to get that track back to where they needed it to be. But it was a good event. All right, all right,
All right.
we're good.
I don't know.
You moved it too much. I swear, guys, this worked just fine.
I have no idea what's going on with my technology. So if it cuts out, I'll try to fix it.
All right. Yeah, it sounds a little weird, but nope, it cut off. It cut off again. But it was a great event, and it's just one of those things, man. You try to do what you can, and you battle the elements, and it's just one of those things where you just have to keep working at it. All right. Well, let's get to it. What's the announcement that you have? Oh no, not Frozen again. If you if you have if you have the ability to uh, get on a laptop or something, that might help a little bit. But those guys fought. I know that we had we had our photographer there. Fred Warner was there, um, and traffic was great. He said, um, you know, the event where people were out in droves, so it was good stuff. So what are we announcing here today? No, I. This is the weirdest thing ever. Weirdest thing ever. It's gonna be one of them shows, y'all.
Hopefully not. Happy to announce that we're going to be stepping up to a top alcohol funny card next.
Uh, yeah, that I can hear you now, but I can't see you.
All right, something's going on my camera. Hold on.
But yeah, they will be stepping up and doing that. It's a really big opportunity. I have some videos and some stuff that we can show as well of the work that has been put in off the track. Went to Frank Holly's drag racing school. As you can see here, him seated in the car here. Um, and that was in early, I believe that was in like, it was like February because it wasn't like cold there, but it was cool weather, and um, made his passes, got it done, and now going to be driving this car here, and looks like I believe he will announce that it will be that's something they're working on sponsorships, and it will be next year when they hit the ground running. Just about getting passes right now and getting laps in the race car, but um, this is a long time coming for him. He's raced in at the March meet with this uh, piece of machinery here. It's really cool. I have a couple of videos of him making passes in it. Um, it's going to be up for sale soon. You know what I mean? So really cool car that he's raced at March meet several times, and It's really, when this stuff and trying to get to this point is not easy at all. It takes a group of people to be able to get to this point and get the job done. It takes people believing in you to give you an opportunity to be able to do something like this. And he's raced Super Comp, the front engine dragster here, for a very long time with his dad. Um, his dad also a racer, not surprising. And now at this point to where he will be driving a top alcohol funny car. So it's one of those things where we all try to do the best that we can to achieve our goals, and especially in drag racing, this is the it is not as easy as people make it out to be, or it looks sometimes from afar. There's a lot of work that goes into getting to these points. And, sometimes it seems like you're putting forth all this effort and you're not making any progress. And I know there were times where, you know, he was frustrated. And, you know, he went back and forth with a lot of different things, but he stuck his mind to it after his dad passing, and made it happen. Made it happen. And I could be more excited for him. So hopefully we'll be able to get him back and be able to tell the story of how this all came about and the hard work that he's put in. Again, Southern Nationals, great event. Unbelievable the amount of 340-mile-an-hour passes that we had during that race. I don't think I would have thought that would have had the opportunity. And then you had the national speed record being able to be made at 345 miles an hour flat by Sean Langdon and the crew. I think a lot of us talked about this and knew that this team was going to be tough. This is something that they have been kind of since last year building for, and now it seems like all three cars in the Coletta camp are pretty darn dangerous at getting and trying to get the job done. So, all right, are we good? I don't hear you though. But yeah, they are tough, man, and there's a lot of good cars on both sides for this thing. Very very interesting to see how it all plays out here. I believe we're in the second quarter of the regular season now, so that's going to be who can keep the momentum going. And then there's always that caveat of I think Ron Capps has 2 wins, Sean has 3, Doug has 1. Is there a such thing as getting hot too quick? Is that a thing? You know what I mean? So um, that'll be interesting to see how it all plays out. And then you got all these other little players with Justin Ashley and Will Smith cutting these amazing lights. If they ever can get the car underneath of them that can be consistent, I mean, they're going to be pain in someone's rear end to try to get in and try to get in and get wins, because they're going to take wins away from someone. Yes, technology is a pain in the keister at times. I see you, but I just don't hear you. I think you might be able to go into settings or something. We'll put them back in the green room. But it was just trying to figure out, like, you know, down the stretch here, when you've got these cars that are competitive, that just need a level of consistency, what is this thing in Top Fuel going to look like? I mean, it is a absolute. It can be an absolute logjam with the amount of cars and good cars that we have showing up to these events, and um, just looking at Top Fuel, look at Leah and that car. It was a good ride, and had started to really develop a not only a consistent tune up, but the ability to compete with other low qualifying cars. Tony Stewart and their success early, they've got a win under their belt early in the season. Matty Gordon, that car is uber consistent repeatedly. So, it's going to be interesting. Let's see if we got them now. No. Check the settings and see what your mic is set up to. Check the settings in Restream. I think you can do that. I'm not 100% sure, but I think you can. I know I'll be able to hear you when. Oh, I heard something. Yeah, I can hear you now. It's low though. Oh, there we go.
This is what happens when you're a gamer and you have gaming headsets.
They come in handy. They come in handy.
Indeed.
They definitely come in handy. So, what were you were talking about being able to secure this ride here? How did this all come about?
Um, so I met the owner, Barry Hall, a friend of ours, and I messaged him last year, talking about driving his funny car for one race. I had planned on doing Indy just for race. This was that and I had funny. Got mine and after like man, it's fun.
Let's check out one of those passes, ladies and gentlemen. Let's check out one of those. A lot going on in there.
There was, and when I met Frank Hawley is one of the best. Obviously, he's a two-time world champion, and when I talked to him, his thing was he's not going to tell you anything that you did good. He'll tell you everything you did bad, and
Yeah.
which was surprising because well, not surprising that it came from Frank Hawley. It's surprising for me because of all the years I've raced. This year would be year 21 for me, and when I got into the funny car, I was telling him everything that I was doing wrong. This is what I felt, this, and this, and so we would go over the data run, and then we would go over the videos of how I was driving, and he just said, okay, we move on to the next. So it's like everything he probably wanted to tell me, I was already telling him. But no, the driving a funny car, it's fun, and all the years I've driven a dragster, a dragster does not apply to a funny car at all.
Right.
If you're one of those people who say, "Oh, I could drive anything," if you're driving a funny car, is a way different animal.
Yeah.
So,
what are some of the differences that you were encountering in trying to get your license during that process?
so at the time, my and I I didn't. I was just focused on a lot of things. Uh,
Yeah.
on top of that, there was a lot of personal stuff that happened after my father passed.
Yeah.
So this is more of to go and then get my license. I called Jeff Aren, and we talked for a good 30 minutes, and he told me some stuff that I can't say on the show.
Yeah.
uh, that's an offline thing, but he I sent the payment off. You my mom October 20th is when I got my car license, and so that my nostalgia me and my dad. So this thing that I a lot of on my mind, and motor and that first pass back at the track without my dad. That's more the anxiety. That's more of when things are you know you don't know if you could do it. I was just strapped in. I didn't want to get out of the car. It was just leave me in the car. I may or may not have the greatest attitude, but it was more. It was more of I just wanted to be in the car. I wanted to make a statement. Somebody told me that I couldn't race anymore without my father, and that was the biggest thing I wanted to prove wrong. And
Yeah.
my dad for 60 years lived and breathed the sport. He taught me every inside and out that doesn't have to involve into a computer. Everything just done by hands. Um, and one of his biggest lessons were you're going to drive the car, you're going to learn how to work on the car. And
Right.
I can tell you everything down track and what I'm hearing down the track. And so getting back in the nostalgia car, that it was a good, reentry. It's a good revival. It's a good, comeback. And second pass, we went 762 at 169. I lifted at 900 feet because I heard a sound that sounded expensive.
Yeah.
And but it was a good, outrunning the guy. Kind of like uh, I had happened 2 days later. Doing a funny car. So getting that weight off my chest and just the anxiety, that's what I needed. Because if I couldn't do it, then I probably wouldn't be, driving anymore. But once
Yeah.
I got into the funny car, suited up, the body came down. Everyone says when the body comes down, that's where you're more claustrophobic. And I mean, I sat in the car and I was 3 years old again. I was living life, and then they turned the motor over and hold on for dear life. So that burnout was actually my first pass, and you know learning everything I know in a dragster and going to a funny car. Since with the wheelbase wise, funny cars are shorter wheelbase, so you know, and a dragster is nice and smooth. It's like driving a Cadillac. Funny cars, I say, we're rodeo cowboys. Like you're holding on for dear life,
Yeah.
and the third pass wasn't my greatest. I saw something that no driver should ever see when you look to your left and you see a nice little concrete wall,
Yes.
and that and I basically kind of crapped the bed on that one. But fourth pass, I was determined because I wanted to make sure I didn't mess up. As I was and again, so the left, left. There's your everyday purpose. It takes a lot of time. It takes a lot of seat time, and I mean, I got 4 passes, and Frank Hawley thought I was good enough. I was okay to sign off on my nostalgia funny car license. So, which it's grateful to have, and I've kept my same number. So,
Yeah, that's cool. Yeah. Yeah, that's really cool, man. I was Wasn't it a little cool that weekend that you were down there in Gainesville?
There was a slight rain that had came through, so temperature wise, it was perfect.
Yeah,
So if you're carbureted cars, super comp, super gas, oh, those cars would be screaming down the track.
yeah. So when is the a tentative time that you will be in the alcohol funny car?
So this year we're more focused on just testing, getting me more seat time, getting more comfortable in the car. Just so we're moving from 225 miles per hour that I ran up to now, 260. So 40 miles per hour is a big difference. So it's just getting more seat time, getting comfortable in the car, learning everything in the car I could as much as I can. So this year's more testing, which we're going to do in Woodburn, Oregon. So we're going to
Okay.
do a lot of testing up there, but depends on how everything goes. Because he has at the Vegas Divisional, or we might just say, you know what, we're just going to make sure my skills are fine tuned, and we'll kick it off next year.
Is the team based up in that area?
Yeah,
Okay. Yeah.
yeah.
That's
So we got a great group of guys. Of course, the veteran Brett Williamson, who's going to be my teammate. He's driven these cars more than probably anybody who's been driving funny cars right now,
yeah.
and he's a great guy, great driver. His crew is top notch. We're all
Always does this when we get to the good stuff.
oh yeah. When I stepped in, helped as quick as we could and get ready for it.
I think we missed some of that. Go back a little bit because it was kind of breaking up a little bit. The internet's been weird.
Yeah. So basically, we had some issues with the motor. We heard a crank bolt, and my mom, while they were more focused on fixing the problem, my mom and I stepped in just to do the little basic job, whether that was cleaning the belly pan or taking the valve covers off, helping
Yeah.
out. Can
Kind of lost you a little bit.
so you there?
Yeah, we kind of lost you a little bit.
Yeah. But yeah, other than all, we were happy with the crew. The crew's a great group of guys, and we're happy to be part of them with the second.
Yeah, that's going to be fun. And it's always good to be teamed up with people who are experienced because that only can help accelerate your ability to get acclimated to the car that much faster because of the experience that they have, as well. And when you guys get going, whether it's you get a race in here towards the end of the season or you start next year, are you guys looking to run the full season next year or will there be a handful of races?
Oh, uh, the whole if we could do it fun race, it's going to be racing Vegas, and hopefully we're going to take it as a race by race type of deal, and then
Mm-hmm.
but no, it's going to be.
That'll work. That's good. That'll be good. Yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing your debut, man. It's been a long time coming. You've been working at this for quite some time, and it's great to see not only the whole thing come full circle, but like all the hard work and all the sometimes sleepless nights and the the aggravation finally come to a point where you've made it and have that opportunity now to, carry out and live out the dream that you've been working so hard to get to.
Oh, absolutely. There's been, you know, I'm very appreciative with what Barry is offering me, um, and his, opening his doors. We became very good friends, and actually, I texted him. He's having a little bit of an operation today, but he would have been on the show today to talk about everything. But he said he'll
Yeah,
be on the next time when we reveal the car. So
sure.
he's uh he's excited, he's happy, and I think bringing in the second car, it lit the fuse for a lot of people and showed that we can be a good team, we can be a competitive team, and um, it's one of those that we're gonna have fun with. Every, we have to we're gonna have a good time. It's gonna be fun, and lots of sleepless nights. And there's been times where I stayed up till 3 or 4 a.m. 4 or 5 years ago, and was just hustling and just basically saying, somebody give me a chance, just give me an opportunity, and this is an opportunity that's shown, and you got to make magic happen and show why I deserve this opportunity.
For sure, for sure. You've put in the work, and you've learned from the best in your pops, and you'll continue to learn from those around you having this team. With veteran leadership, and I don't expect anything. I don't expect anything soft from you. You'll be fine in that race car.
But in race with somebody in the '60s, you race with them. They were a different breed back. They were a different, personality back in the day, and they said what they
Yeah,
said, and didn't care if the car ran good or not. They would say what they said, and my dad was at Orange County when the whole 64 car field for Funny Car, and Funny Car was his passion, and that was something we had talked about, and this was something that I said, you know what, when the body came down, I had fun, and I just said I want more of it. So
yeah,
um, when I went to PRI, I introduced myself to Barry. We just talked, ran into each other, and 2 days later, he's in Vegas, and we started talking. So it was a great opportunity, and I'm happy to be part of the team. And you know, I did learn from the best from my dad. I learned from a lot of people from Super Comp and nostalgia cars, and
yeah,
there's a lot of people on my backside there, patting me on the back and waiting to see this happen. And there's a lot of people in the pros who are sponsors who've watched me grown and basically say, one of the guys, Pete Pendleton for RevChem, he said, you said you were going to do it. Now you're doing it. So
yeah.
he's excited. He's excited. He's happy. So I think this is it's gonna be a great opportunity. It's gonna be a great venture, and not only build my name, build my legacy, but keep my family's legacy in drag racing. I mean, this is year 61 for us that the name Randel's been in the sport. So you know we're gonna keep it going, and you know as long as I want. And but the ultimate goal is nitro header flames and 345 miles per hour now.
For sure, for sure. Um, John, thanks for taking the time, buddy. And throughout the technical difficulties, we managed to make something happen here. I look forward to getting the opportunity to have you on and your team to talk about the car release and all that. I'm looking forward to that in the future. And man, just keep chopping wood, buddy. John,
Uh,
yeah,
and, uh, rock, rock for the know, and look side that looked my dad with me no matter what, and anything when you see me drive, it's going to be like he was driving. So
For sure.
it brings back the Al Hoffman days.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. John, thanks a lot, buddy. Appreciate you.
Oh yeah, take care.
Until next time. John Randel, everybody. I'm looking forward to him getting out there, man. Like I said, this has been a long time. We've been friends for a while, and this is something that's been, in the works. He's talked about it and, flirted with it all, and now, it's all come full circle for him, and it's always great to see, um, you know, people work hard and be in position, and at times had opportunities they thought they might have had, and now they finally have, through all this, have gotten that opportunity and that break, and that's all people need, right? You just need an opportunity, you need a shot, and there's nobody that I don't think that with this shot is going to shoot to the moon. He's more than capable. Um, you know, he's probably one of the best young drivers I think that is not known. So I'm looking forward to seeing him hitting the track here real soon. Well, ladies and gentlemen, when we come back, we're going to talk about Drag Race Bracket Bonanza. We're going to get into our Drag Race Bracket Bonanza top 10, and we'll talk a little bit. We'll talk a little bit more about the revival of the Southern Nationals.
Drag racing fans, check out Drag Race Bracket Bonanza. It's the free, family-friendly fantasy bracket game. Now, after final qualifying at every national event, you can fill out your bracket for all the pro classes.
It's free, easy to click on your picks. If you need some help, just hit the randomizer button to fill in the blanks. It's for fun, stay engaged, and pick your winners today.
Well, let's go ahead and go into our share screen here, and we will take a look at this Drag Race Bracket Bonanza Southern Nationals. And big deal there. Congratulations to Batman. I'm Batman. He gets the win. He is your winner for the Southern Nationals overall with 87.677. Very close, though. Pac Fan, 86.464. Wasn't too far behind. Very close one there. Let's go into our winners in the categories of Top Fuel, Funny Car, and Pro Stock Motorcycle. You have Chris 1320, who is your Top Fuel winner for the Southern Nationals. Very close. Nitro's, surveyor there. 34.984 for Nitro. Chris 1320, 34.989. Dude. Like, Nitro's got to be, like, hurting. He probably would have rather have lost by 2 or 3 points. Instead of that small margin. Definitely. You're looking at your Funny Car. Cam is your winner, 28.874. Jaybird right there, number 2, 26.897 points. That was a tough class. Along with Pro Stock, which they did not run because of the change-up. And I forget what was going on there. There was a penalty of some sort. Matt Latino, I think it was. It was a safety thing and took him from where he had qualified in the top half of the field, and they put him at the number 16 spot. So it threw off everything, and they completely just decided that they were not going to do Pro Stock. Probably too much work too late to try to change it all around. And we already had most of us. I know I made my picks the night before because I wasn't sure. I didn't want to forget because I was on my way home from Woodstock, Alabama. You have Child's Play for the Pro Stock motorcycle class. This is another close one. It was actually a tie. So I don't know what they do. I do know what they do in the sense of a tie. Let's see if they have their brackets up. So there was a tie in that was pro stock motorcycle. So his over tiebreaker is speed. So he put 203. And this is that was Mitchell 6 here. Ian Mitchell 6 here, or Lane Mitchell 6 here with that. His speed for pro stock was 203 pro stock motorcycle. So it was child's play speed for pro stock motorcycle. 203. So I am not sure what they do in a sense where they both pick the same speed. I don't know what the other tiebreaker is. I do not know what the other tiebreaker is. So I'm interested. What I will do is I will talk to Abby tomorrow. Maybe I can message her now and see if we can find that out about that. Let's see here. Let's see here. Let me see. I gotta find it. But that I've never seen this before. I don't know if you guys have ever seen this before, but I have never seen where you not only have a tie, but you also have tie for speed. So let's see what happens here. Let's see. You have a tie for the points and a tie for the tiebreaker in speed in pro stock motorcycle. What's the next tiebreaker? We'll find out here in a minute. I'll let you know. I'm sure she will get back to me, so I will let you know. But that is what you have. Almost had a three-way tie. You have a tie. So she is actually texting me back. Oh, she's going to call me. So let's see. We'll put her on the show through phone. Okay, so you are on the Not Bland show by audio. What is this third tiebreaker?
Okay. So, it's very rare that we have a straight up tie, because the tiebreaker usually alleviates that.
Right.
So, in the past, when we have had a straight up tiebreaker, if one of the people in the tie has won a prize before, we usually send them a note explaining it and give the plaque to the person who hasn't won before, but still send them stickers, signed hero cards, like a nice letter, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
If we prioritize a new winner, if neither of them have won before, we have usually truly flip a coin. And then once again, we apologize to the second place winner, try to make it right, give them something else potentially cool.
Yeah.
This time it worked out in a funky way because remember the pro stock plaque, we were just going to pick a random winner.
Right.
Because the NHRA changed the ladder pretty late, or after we'd already opened up brackets and hundreds of people had already filled it out.
Right.
So we just didn't count points for pro stock for this race, and we're going to give it to a random person who filled it out.
Right.
Well, then we had two pro stock motorcycle winners. One of them had won before, so I gave them the pro stock plaque, and the then the pro stock motorcycle person who hadn't won before got the pro stock motorcycle plaque. So this time it just kind of worked out that everyone got a pony, because we already kind of had designated the pro stock plaque to just go to someone random.
Yeah.
And I believe the person who received the pro stock plaque, the pro stock motorcycle winner, they picked Greg Anderson to win. So it felt safe that they were probably a Dallas Glenn fan by association, whereas the other person, I can't remember who they picked. I think it was an Elite car versus a KB Titan car.
Yeah.
So it seemed like they might be less likely to receive a Dallas Glenn signed plaque. that was probably a way more detailed explanation than you were anticipating, but it's like almost a by case scenario, because once again, it is very rare that the tiebreaker isn't enough.
Right. Yeah, that is. I was like, wow. I was like, let's look at their brackets, and they both picked 203. I'm like, I don't know what the third tiebreaker is. So yeah. That was good.
It's a Team DRBB uses our best judgment, essentially.
Hey, I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that.
So yeah, it's Elon and I usually who were, because we want everyone to walk away happy and not feeling miffed.
Right.
But at the same time, it's a free game.
Exactly.
So, like, people can be upset. We try very hard to, like, alleviate all of that. But at the end of the day, you can't, like, if you were paying money for this, like, if this were playing HRA or something, I would totally understand kind of being pissed. But at the end of the day, we're just trying to provide the best customer experience for our free game.
Yeah. You can't be mad. I mean, you're winning prizes and you didn't pay anything, so you can't be mad about it.
So, anyways, but yeah, it was way easier for me to just call you and explain that,
right,
versus try to explain it over text, since we've handled it slightly differently almost every time.
Yeah,
but we handle it, I feel like, the best way we can given the circumstances. So,
well, thanks, Abby. Now I know the fans know here on the live show, and I appreciate you getting back to me.
Of course, anytime.
All right, Abby. Until next time.
Until next time. Talk to you later.
Later.
Bye.
Abby Warner, everybody. She let us know what the tiebreaker was. So that's cool. But now, ladies and gentlemen, very important top 10 2026 season top 10 as of now. We are basically in the second quarter of the regular season, and it is time for our Drag Race Bonanza. Drag Race Bracket Bonanza top 10, and it is as follows. In number 1, it is I Build at 377 points, 0.11. He is number 1. Jambo in 2 at 365.7. You've got Black NHRA 1 at 361.418. In 4th, you have As 3 and 360.056. In 5th, Black Widow 1320 at 359.924. In 6th, SST 5345 at 359.454. In 7th, you know this name, I know this name. It is once again Kira Sage in the number 7 spot in all of Drag Race Bracket Bonanza people at 355.801. Unbelievable. I need to know what you're doing, okay, to get where you are. That is impressive. In number 8, it is Bug Burn. That's pretty good. Bug Barn, my bad. 355.5. In number 9, it is James Lose 2 at 355.197. And to round out your top 10, it is O2 Plum at 348.948. And ladies and gentlemen, that is your Drag Race Bracket Bonanza 2026 Top 10 after the Southern Nationals. It's going to be fun, man. This is going to be fun. Kira Sage in 7th. I'm still blown away by that. I want to know the strategy. She's probably not giving that up, by the way. but I want to know the strategy. Like, how? I'm like 152. I've been hanging around in the hundreds, which I guess is better than being in like 500 or something, right? Like, I'm at least not completely out of it. But with that said, that's impressive. Through, I believe we are. Let me see. I think we're 7 races in. Well, we're 4, 5, 6. I think we're 6 races in. I just know we're in the second quarter of the regular season. You got other things going on. It is very difficult to kind of keep track. So let's look at the schedule here. We had our 4. Ended the regular season. The first part of the first quarter of the regular season, we ended in ZMAX with the 4 wide. So yes, we are in the first race of the second quarter of the regular season. So we are 5 races in, and that's impressive to be in 7th. But it can all go south so quickly with this game. It takes one bad weekend, and you're picking your drawers up off the floor. Like, it's just one of those things. Next week we go to, or I should say in 2 weeks, we go to the Route 66 Nationals, one of my favorite tracks. Just love the way that the stands and the tower is all laid out there. The Gerber Collision Glass Route 66 NHRA Nationals, presented by Peak. So we will be in Joliet. Looking forward to that. And right after that, they go to my home state, my home track, Budds Creek, Maryland, for the NHRA Potomac Nationals. And I want to make sure that when you guys are there, I'm hoping that Life is a Drag has me back on again, because I have some spots for you guys that you need to go to if you're going to, at least if you've never done it before, you're going to go and have yourselves a crab feast, a real crab feast. Too bad I can't be there to kind of give a tutorial on how to open these things and what to eat and what not to eat, but I'm sure there'll be somebody there that can do that. So I hope I get that opportunity to go on the show there. We will go ahead while we're at it here, and we'll look at what we are doing here within the Not Bland Show Drag Race Bracket Bonanza League. And I think you'll be surprised with some of the people that we have posted up here. And then we will end the show with some of the fun facts that we receive here, and I'm able to give to you guys via Drag Race Bracket Bonanza staff. So this is fun stuff for you guys to know kind of how the weekend went in Drag Race Bracket Bonanza land. So at number 1, and I will make this a little wider here so you can kind of see that. Number 1 is Pitt's podcast for the Southern Nationals. And Mac 1320 was right behind him. And then camera guy, my photographer for Sports Journey, Fred Warner right there in 3rd for the Southern Nationals. It was a tough race. So let's top 10 for 2026. And Nikki's still number 1 at 341.159 there, number 1. You got WPR 58 in 2nd at 331.199. Nikki has a nice little lead there. I'm in 3rd, which I'm very surprised. I'm in 3rd here, 309.312. You got Drag Race Girly 99 at 303.944. You got Ironhead Motorsports in 5th at 290.754. You got Nitro Performance Guy in 6th at 275.476. You got Dave W. that have basically reached up and pulled himself out of the grave. He's actually standing on top of it now. In 7th at 270.911. You got Fred Warner, the real Fred Warner, of Sports Journey here in 8th at 267.222. Memphis Lonnie in 9th at 265.866. That the 4 wide really messed him up, but didn't take him out of the top 10. And to round out our top 10, it is the host of Mac Chats, is Mac 1320, rounding out the top 10. If you guys want me to do music with that one, we'll do music with that one. I kind of like doing music. It's pretty cool. And that's our top. That's our top 10, gentlemen. So it has been the season, kind of tough. We've all been, you know, in a position to win, and we'll just see what we can do. Maybe we're going to try to have a prize at the end of the year. Can't guarantee it, but we're going to try. We're going to try. Well, with your 2026 Southern Nationals, here's some tidbits from the Southern Nationals in Drag Race Bracket Bonanza. Well, we had 36 perfect brackets this race, 31 in Pro Stock Motorcycle, 5 in Top Fuel. We're now up to 359 perfect brackets overall and 41 this season. Very good. Your biggest bracket buster. Now, your bracket buster is considered something, is like 40% of players, fewer than 40% of players have picked this driver to win. So that's what, if you're not familiar with that, just as a refresher, that's what is considered a bracket buster. So the biggest bracket buster of the 2026 Southern Nationals was in Pro Stock with Brandon Miller, position 12th, advancing past Cody Coughlin, position 5. Only 6.62% of Drag Race Bracket Bonanza players anticipated Miller advancing out of E1, with 93.13% having Coughlin advance. Miller also went on, and when he got to E2, he lost in E2. So, big bracket buster. It's kind of like, I don't know if we've had a bracket buster go on to make it to the semifinal, final. And I might have to go back and look at notes. Maybe we did have one this year. Kind of hard to remember all of that. And our last fun fact, the driver or rider that players were most confident who would win and get out of E1 was actually Sean Langdon. He qualified in the number 2 spot. 98.04% of players thought that he would make it at least through E2, and they were correct. Sean Langdon also went on to win the race. He also set the national speed record at 345 miles an hour. And my photographer, Fred Warner, said that he knew it was something different. That 345 run, it just felt different. He said it's like there was a second burst of power from the car. So it does. It looks different, but he said it definitely felt different at 345. So very impressive stuff from the Coletta crew and everyone. And what a race. What a race. Shout out to Valdosta, Cook County, Lowndes County, all the surrounding counties here for showing up. Those who came from out of state or from North Georgia, maybe you came from Florida. I just say, people from out of state are going to come. I'll just say big ups to my second city, Valdosta, for stepping up, showing out, all the surrounding areas, Hahara, Adel, showing up to this race to support Raul and the team. And a shout out to Raul, his wife, Dawn O'Neill, for the hard work that they put in. And may not always agree with Mr. Glenn Cromwell, but you got to like the guy. And for him and Evan to be out there directing traffic, it speaks to who they are, and that was impressive. So shout out to you as well. Drag Race Mayhem says we need more like SGMP and less like ZMAX. And you bring this point up, and it is a interesting point because I had a conversation with an official with the Southeast Gassers Association, and we were just talking about our schedule, and we will be at Rockingham. And Rockingham for Southeast Gassers is sort of like what South Georgia was. It's a big facility, so it makes us look small, and that's not a knock. It's just the product looks different when we're at more intimate tracks because of the seating, especially now for South Georgia. You know, even if you have a good crowd, it's hard to tell because of the seating. And we're hoping to do some things different for Rockingham, and maybe draw. I know, Barry Adler was a huge proprietor in being able to get this whole thing done and executed to be at Rockingham. I'm sure he will do his part. It will take every racer in Southeast Gassers to do their part to be able to fill it. And to your point here, it's where the comments come from of, well, it wasn't a good crowd at ZMAX. Well, you know, ZMAX is like going to Jerry World. It's big. It has a lot of seats. And because it's so big, and they basically built the especially reserved grandstands are almost like NASCAR stands. I mean, there's a ton of seating. The seats have backs to them. It's a Taj Mahal of drag strips. But it can be deceiving to the eye when you look out or when TV is on it that it looks like there's not that many people there. And in actual reality, there's a lot of people there. This is just a monster of a facility. And so, to his point, he's not bad mouthing ZMAX. He's just saying that aesthetically, when you go to these big tracks, people are not always the brightest, but that's where it doesn't look like it's a lot of people there because people are standing at the fence, some people are out in the pits, and you've got this monstrosity of a facility that is just grandiose of grandiose, and it just makes it look like there's not that many people there when there really is. So I get what you're saying because we have had conversations about that in Southeast Gassers as well, about those big facilities making things look small and making crowds look bad when they're really not. It's just we are what we are. You might have 50, 60 cars, and then you have fans, and we do have, 4,000, 5,000 fans, but you got this facility that can hold, 10, 12, 15,000 fans. It looks like a speck of pepper in a salt shaker. It was insane. The fact that they were able to repeat that is pretty insane, Blake. I think everybody was wondering if it was legit in testing. Some people thought that the clocks were hot during testing. We saw JR kind of repeat the numbers that they were running in testing here at South Georgia. We've seen it in other spots during the season here, but kind of proves the point that they actually did it. And then I think the first one they did it and the cylinder dropped and then refired. And some think it's something to do with being able to not skate the rev limiter, but skate when it comes in before the 1,000-foot mark. You know what I'm saying? So, not saying they're doing anything, nefarious to try to get around it. It's just however they're working the tune-up is enabling them to do this before it hits the rev limiter. Because the rev limiter is your killer. And if it hits before 1,000 feet, or you know what I mean, you're probably not going to run 340 out the back. John says he will be racing NHRA. Blake. Drag Race Man, we got to get out of here, but I'm gonna do these comments real quick. He says, yes, the atmosphere in the world we live in is optics matter, and can go to an interview in a suite versus in a suit versus sweatpants say the same thing, and one is taken more seriously and make your sport look better optically. Yes, that is a good point. Both could be very smart, say the same things, and be taken totally different. So good point. Good point. Nothing negative. It's just unfortunately the world that we live in. Fred Warner says, I bet the fence isn't 20 feet from the wall at SGMP. People loved it. Yeah, it's definitely not. I've been there. It is definitely not. Because there's 4 cars on the racetrack, it doesn't matter. But I bet when they go too wide and when they've gone too wide, it does matter. You know what I mean? It's almost like being in those football stadiums that, like, now you'll see football stadiums that they kind of build the stands on top of the field. And what I mean is that as you get up the top tiers, they're not necessarily out here. Like you look at what is not FedEx Field anymore, but I can't think of the sponsoring name. But you look at the Commanders Field currently. That bowl goes up and out. So when you're in the top deck, you're way away from the field. And that's why the sound or versus RFK, where that place would be rocking and it was hard for people to play in, it's not nearly as hard for people to play in when you've got people spread out that far. The sound doesn't necessarily, all of it doesn't make it to the field, is what I'm saying. So, they've kind of taken away some of the seats up there as well to kind of, they weren't really selling them anyway. So at that time, and it looks better optically as well. And I think where they have people sitting mostly is where you're going to get most of the sound to be able to affect the opposing team. So, that's just it. Me and a friend did the math. SGMP's fence is 25 feet away. Rockingham, the left side is going to be 5 feet away. Dude, it's going to be insane. I can't wait to see that. It's been a long time since the NHRA has been in Rockingham. It's going to be a good time. It's going to be a good time. Well, ladies and gentlemen, that is it for our show. Baby, is what it is. But I want to thank him for coming on the show. I want to thank the sponsor, Drag Race Bracket Bonanza, again for sponsoring the show, and thank you guys for listening and being a part of it. Really appreciate you guys. Until next Tuesday, I'll see you. Be good.
Like a crossover sleeper, 4 inches in the cold, crowd breathing like smoke, and it felt great in my voice when the pressure gets woke, engine scream through the night, that F1 razor lines cut clean, turn sharp like a hometown savior, NASCAR drift in my blood, when the pace get wild, I talk speed like a veteran, move calm like a smile, legends born out of sweat, out of heartbreaks echo, I break plays down smooth, caught a game like a maestro, every lane that we touch, every story we show, this is where the truth runs, the Not Bland Show, fast lanes, fast breaks, whole crowd froze, big drives, deep shots, watch a moment explode, every angle hit heavy with the champions glow, step into the kingdom, the Not Bland Show, fast lanes, fast breaks, whole crowd froze, big drives, deep shots, watch the moment explode. Every angle hit heavy with the champion's glow. Step into the kingdom, the Not Bland Show.